Next up for more comparisons, the Swan palette versus Evil Eye. Swan versus Evil Eye was easily the most requested comparison so far. Here's the swatches of the palette side by side. We have the Swan palette on this side and Evil Eye on this side. So starting off with the Swan palette, I'm going to take the shade Natural Bronze, which this shade is actually in both the palettes. Fun fact, the returning shades was the main reason that I started doing these types of videos, because I always wanted to see if they were actually the same. And this is what Natural Bronze from the Swan palette looks like applied. If you look at my Evil Eye palette, this is how you know how much I love this bronzer. I have never hit pan on an Hourglass palette. I do notice that I'm not having to layer up nearly as much of the Evil Eye, but I think that's only because this has been used and abused. And then as far as the shade comparison and undertone, I do feel like these are damn near identical. If you're looking for a true neutral tone bronzer, Natural Bronze is that girl. Back to the Swan palette for blush, I'm going to start with Sunset Flush. I'm just going to do one layer of this one. For Sunset Flush, you're getting that nice subtle flush of peach, but more of that golden reflex. Back to the Evil Eye palette, I'm going to dip into Oasis Glow. I feel like Oasis Glow is going to have a slightly different undertone, but very similar vibe. I feel like this is one you could really see in the swatches as well, but Oasis Glow to me is a little bit more orangey in tone, whereas Sunset Flush is a little bit more peach. On the cheek side by side, I feel like on my skin tone, it's really difficult to see the difference, but I think if you're lighter in complexion, you'll probably notice a little bit more. Next up in the Swan palette, I'm going to dip into Luminous Coral. I'm keeping it towards the back. That's one layer of Luminous Coral. I like a little bit more, so I'm going to add just a little bit extra. And this right here is 2 layers of Luminous Coral. And then for the Evil Eye palette, we're going to go in with Vibrant Coral. Again, more on the pigmented side, so use a lighter hand if you're a lighter complexion than me, but I'm going to build this up. And now we have Vibrant Coral versus Luminous Coral. Vibrant Coral, in my opinion, is a little bit more punchy. I feel like Luminous Coral is much more natural looking. Since Luminous Coral is a little bit more natural, I feel like it's much more approachable, whereas Vibrant Coral, I could easily go overboard with that. Now for, in my opinion, the biggest selling point with the Swan palette is the shade Mauve Fusion. This is the shade that really sets it apart from the Evil Eye palette. I'm gonna look a little crazy with this one because I want you to see the whole effect. This is also one layer. It's very pigmented, but this looks absolutely beautiful. I love how it has that little bit of radiance. This shade is very unique to Hourglass as well. Back to Evil Eye, I'm gonna go in with the shade Pink Fusion, and this was one of my favorite shades from last year. Pink Fusion, as expected, is definitely more pink in tone, whereas Mauve Fusion, I feel like this is more raspberry. Next up for the Swan palette, I'm gonna dip into the highlighter in the shade Golden Hour. Golden Hour is very reflective, so be careful with this one. And then for the Evil Eye palette, we're gonna go in with the shade Rose Gold Strobe Light. I feel like this is a comparison. I don't even need to point it out. This is much more peachy in tone, whereas Golden Hour is more golden in tone. Highly reflective on this side as well, but I feel like Golden Hour is another level. Last up for the Swan palette, I'm gonna dip into the finishing powder in the shade Dim Light. I mean, there's a reason that we continuously see this powder in palettes. It's so good. And then last up for the Evil Eye palette, I'm gonna dip into the shade Soft Light. Soft Light is equally as beautiful. I just feel like Dim Light is more suitable for my complexion. Here is the final look with both of these palettes side by side. I would love to know what you guys think. As for my thoughts on both of these palettes, I feel like you can get pretty similar looks, but I feel like there are very distinct differences as well. To me, I think where people are getting the feeling that these are the